Hello, I'm Southfield Mayor Ken Seibert. I'd like to welcome you to the 2026 Homebuyers and Sellers Resource Experience. In Southfield, we refer to ourselves as the center of it all, as we are the geographic center of Southeast Michigan and the population center of Metro Detroit. From Southfield, one can get to all points east, west, north, south within 15 or 25 minutes. Our city is a Midwest office hub with 27 million square feet of office space and home to 100 Fortune 500 companies. We're also home to an extraordinary private college, Lawrence Technological University. Southfield has 800 acres of parkland, excellent recreational programs and facilities. The Southfield Public Library is one of the largest in Michigan, which makes a powerful statement about our community values. Our neighborhoods are quiet with a great variety of housing options. We have several neighborhoods of stunning mid-century modern homes. We also have ranches, colonials, Cape Cods, English Tudors, tri-levels, bungalows, and more. Condo and apartment living offer great variety from high-rise units to garden. We have a goal of adding 2,000 new housing units to the city by 2030. The Southfield City Council and I support private developers with housing incentives. We also have partnerships with Oakland County, SF Community Development, Habitat for Humanity, Oakland County, and the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. Further, Southfield is a longtime supporter of the Fair Housing Association of Metro Detroit. So, currently, we are about halfway to our goal with 1,100 new housing units approved and approximately 700 under construction. We are working towards supporting subsidized housing for senior adults and affordable housing with Habitat for Humanity, plus missing middle housing, and then higher end and market rate. You know, a number of our longtime residents want to stay in Southfield, but they do not need that larger home anymore or the yard, and so they're looking to downsize. And we're supporting them with condos with first floor master suites as well as one-level units. So I want to say that we appreciate and support the Torch of Wisdom Foundation, the Southfield alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, and the Women's Council of Southeastern Michigan for keeping housing as one of its top priorities. May this year's Buyers and Sellers Resource Experience be beneficial to all. Now, let's hear from the experts.
Hi, I'm Crystal L. Gunn, financial healer and strategist and founder of the Financial Wisdom Institute and Archer Wealth Group. I work at the intersection of financial education and legacy planning, helping families not just acquire wealth, but protect it and pass it on. I created a liberation tool called the Home Buying Journey, a 15-step roadmap that walks you through every phase of buying a home, from the very first decision all the way through protecting what you've built. Today, I want to walk you through some of the most important steps in that journey across all three phases: preparation, the mortgage process, and post-closing and legacy. So phase one is preparation. When you decide you want to buy a home, the first thing you have to do is make sure you are financially suited to buy. That means looking at three things right away. What does your credit look like? Do you have down payment funds or access to down payment assistance? And do you have the cash you need to cover other expenses through this process? Where you are in each of those areas is what determines your timeline. Start by pulling your own credit report with your FICO scores before you ever talk to a lender. The higher your credit score, the more opportunities open up to you. Better loan products, better interest rates, and better rates on your private mortgage insurance and your homeowner's insurance as well. It's all connected. When a lender does a mortgage pool, They are pulling all 3 credit agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and they are taking your middle score. That middle score is your qualifying score. Know all 3 of those numbers before you walk into any lender or real estate agent conversation. If your scores need work, you do not have to pay someone to build a plan for you. We are in the age of AI. You can use Claude, ChatGPT, or the AI tool of your choice to help you build a strategy to improve your credit. Now let's talk about the money you need to have for this home buying process. You will need funds for your down payment, your closing costs, and possibly reserves. You also need money for inspections and moving. You may need money for an appraisal if the lender requires it to be paid for upfront. And you will be required to pay 1 full year of homeowner's insurance as a condition of getting a clear to close on your mortgage loan. Start planning for all of that now before you ever start looking at homes. If you are pursuing down payment assistance, you need to understand the requirements of that program before you start your home search. The sooner, the better. Phase 2, the mortgage process. So once your preparation is in place, you move into the mortgage process. The first step is a consultation with a mortgage loan officer. And I am a firm believer in referrals. You do not want to walk into a lender blind. Ask a real estate agent, a housing counseling agency, or someone from a home buyer education event for a referral and get more than one name. Before you let any of them pull your credit, have a conversation first. Tell them your scores. Ask what programs they offer. Ask about down payment assistance if that applies to you. You are interviewing that lender and the mortgage loan officer, and you are determining which lender, which product, and which program is best fit for your situation. And if a mortgage loan officer is not willing to answer your questions before pulling your credit, that's not the mortgage loan officer for you. Different lenders have different products and different requirements. So a denial from one lender is not a denial from every lender. This is also why that lender and mortgage loan officer interview is so important. And remember, when a lender pre-approves you, they are qualifying you based on your gross income, but you pay your bills on your net income. And that is exactly why the preparation phase matters. You need to know before you sit down with a loan officer where you are comfortable with a mortgage payment. When you begin your home search, make sure you have money set aside for inspections and never skip an inspection. Have enough for at least 2 or 3 inspections. If the first home doesn't pass and you keep looking, you'll need money for the next inspection as well. When you finalize your purchase agreement and sign your mortgage loan documents, that's when the full mortgage loan process begins. The appraisal is typically ordered right after your documents are submitted. And if everything is in order, you should be able to close in less than 30 days unless there are hiccups along the way. Once you receive your clear to close, everyone is going to want to schedule that closing as quickly as possible. When you get your final closing numbers, go through them carefully. Review them with your mortgage loan officer, and if it makes you more comfortable, go through them with your real estate agent as well. Understand what you are paying for. You've done the work. Now close with confidence and get the keys. Phase 3 is post-closing and legacy. You've closed. You have the keys. Now let's make sure what you just bought, you get to keep and build. Once you're settled, update your household cash flow design, your budget. Make sure your monthly numbers work so that you can make the mortgage payment on time every single month and stay in that home. Set up a home maintenance and repair schedule and build an emergency fund specifically for home-related expenses because they will come up. And join your neighborhood association to know what's happening in your community. Your new home is not just a purchase, it's a foundation and one that needs to be protected. Homeowners insurance protects the structure, but what protects the asset if something happens to you? That's where life insurance comes in. I work with my clients to make sure that if something happens, the house stays in the family, the mortgage gets covered, and their loved ones don't have to make impossible decisions in the middle of grief. We go through the process to create a wealth and protection strategy that positions the people, sustains the income, preserves all the assets, not just your new home, and secures the legacy. Remember, wealth is not only what you build, is what transfers. We will ensure that everything you have created moves forward with clarity and intention through trust planning, beneficiary alignment, and structured transfer strategies that reach the next generation without disruption, delay, or loss. Every recommendation comes with education, because a strategy you don't understand is a strategy you can't protect. My role is to make sure you know what is in place, why it is there, and how it works, so that everything you build is aligned, supported, and designed to last. My name is Crystal L. Gunn. I help families build, protect, and preserve generational wealth through financial education, life insurance, and estate planning. You can download the Home Buying Journey Guide and connect with me at crystalgunn.me. Happy house hunting.
Hello, my name is Etoile Libbett, broker owner of Starlight Properties, and I am so pleased to spend this time with you today. Whether you're purchasing your first home, moving into your next home, downsizing, relocating, or simply exploring your options, my goal is to help you understand the buying process. Buying a home is more than a transaction. It is a major life decision, and for many families, it is one of the first steps toward building long-term stability and generational wealth. Today, I'm going to walk through the key things every buyer should know before they begin seriously looking for a home. I will cover your needs, the buying process, financing, mortgage readiness, finding the right home, negotiation, expectations in today's market, and what happens from offer to closing. Before we start looking at houses, I like to ask 5 important questions. What are you trying to accomplish? Why is now the right time? When do you need to be in the home? How are you planning to finance a purchase? And who else may be involved in the decision making? These questions help us move beyond simply looking at bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage. This discussion will help us both to fully understand your goals. For example, one buyer may be looking for a home close to work. Another may be looking for a property that can grow their family. Another buyer may want a home that supports aging in place. Someone else may be focused on school districts, commute time, lifestyle, investment potential, or building family wealth. The clearer we are about your goals, the more effective and focused the search becomes. The next important topic is representation. In real estate, it matters who the agent represents. If there's nothing in writing, the agent may not be representing your interest in the way you may assume. If we have a signed agreement as your buyer agent, my role is to represent you. That means I help you find the right home, review information that may affect your bargaining position, discuss strategy, help you understand value, prepare and present your offer, and help you move through the process from beginning to end. It is important to remember that a real estate agent is not an attorney, an accountant, an inspector, engineer, or surveyor. When needed, I will encourage you to seek advice from the appropriate professional. My role is to guide the real estate process, help protect your interests, and connect you with competent resources. Representation should be clear, professional, and in writing. That way we both understand the relationship, the services being provided, and the expectations. So next, let's talk about financing. Most buyers use financing to purchase a home, and there are several loan options available. These may include conventional loans, FHA loans, VA loans, and MSHDA programs. Each loan type has different requirements, benefits, and limitations. Some programs may allow lower down payments, some may provide down payment assistance, some may have income limits, purchase price limits, or property condition requirements. VA financing for eligible veterans, and I've used it twice, may offer strong benefits, including the possibility of 100% financing. The key point is this: the best mortgage is not always the same for every buyer. The right mortgage depends on your income, credit, savings, debt, timeline, and long-term goals. Before we begin looking at homes, it is very important to speak with a qualified lender and get a pre-approval. A pre-approval tells us what price range makes sense and helps strengthen your offer when you find the right property. Once you begin the mortgage process, consistency is critical. There are several things buyers should avoid while applying for a mortgage. Do not open new credit accounts. Do not make large payments. Do not increase credit card balances. Do not change jobs, become self-employed, or quit your job without discussing it with your lender. Do not make large purchases. Do not make large unexplained cash deposits into your bank account. And do not leave out debts, liabilities, or real estate that you own. The lender may ask for updated pay stubs, bank statements, tax returns, and explanations for certain deposits or financial activity. This is normal. The smoother and cleaner your financial picture is, the easier the process usually becomes. Think of this as a period of financial steady zone. Once you are in the loan process, keep everything as stable as possible until closing. Once financing is in place, we can begin the home search with confidence. Today, most buyers begin their search online. That is helpful, but online searching should be paired with professional guidance. Not every property you see online is still available. Not every home is priced correctly. Not every home will meet your requirements of your loan program. And sometimes the pictures do not tell the whole true story. As your agent, I can help you identify homes that match your criteria, arrange private showings, provide local information, and help you compare properties realistically. I can also help you with homes listed by other brokers and, when appropriate, for sale by owner properties. The goal is to make sure you have access to the available opportunities and that you are not navigating the process alone. When you find a home you like, the next step is preparing an offer. This is where negotiation may enter the picture. Negotiation involves more than price. Important terms may include occupancy, financing, inspection, closing date, seller concessions, repairs, appraisal issues, and other contingencies. In today's market, buyers may face competition. You will face competition. There may be multiple offers. In most cases, a buyer may need to make strong offers quickly. That could mean offering a competitive price, being flexible with timelines, or making offers as clean as possible. However, strong does not mean reckless. My job is to help you understand your options, the risk, and the strategy. We want to make an offer that is competitive, but also one that protects your interests. As your agent, my commitment is to put your interest first, communicate honestly, and work hard to help you find the right home. I will always be truthful with you, even when the truth is not what you expected to hear. That is part of protecting you. The goal is not just to buy a home. The goal is to buy the right home with the right information at the right time and on terms that make sense for you. Once you select a property, I will assist you with preparing the offer or work with your attorney if one is involved. I will act as a liaison between you and the seller side, help coordinate inspections and documents, monitor timeline, and keep the transaction moving toward closing. There are a lot of details between an accepted offer and closing. Inspection deadlines, appraisal, financing conditions, title work, insurance, final walkthrough, closing documents, and lender requirements all have to be watched carefully. This is where experience matters. A successful purchase requires communication, organization, negotiation, and follow-through. One of the most exciting phases in the buying process is clear to close. Clear to close means the lender has reviewed and accepted the underwriting requirements, but even after that, there are still final steps. The lender prepares closing documents. The title company finalizes the settlement statement. The buyer receives final figures. The buyer should review all closing costs carefully and ask questions if anything is unclear. Before closing, you should complete a final walkthrough to make sure that the property is in the expected condition. Then at closing, documents are signed, funds are transferred, and ownership changes hands. Welcome home. This is the moment when the house becomes your home. In closing, my goal is simple: to help you find the best home for you in the area you want, at a price and a payment that makes sense for your lifestyle, and with a strategy that supports your future. Home ownership is not just about today, it is about stability, opportunity, and building a foundation for tomorrow. If you're thinking about buying a home, preparing to buy, or simply want to understand your options, I invite you to schedule a more in-depth buyer consultation with me. We can talk specifically about your goals, your timeline, your financing options, and the best strategy for your situation. Please call or text me, Etoile Libbett, broker owner of Starlight Properties, at 248-470-3462. Let me help you step toward home ownership with confidence. Thank you for joining me today.